One Heartbeat, the One and O Show, Javier Perez, and the esteemed special guest, Brandon Wimbush. How are you, sir?
Yeah, hard to do it. We messed it up.
It's backwards. It's backwards. Yeah.
Yeah. So
fun, man.
All right. Well, let's start out. First thing, man, it's an honor having you on. Man. Thanks for coming on. So what? Just like I said, looking up a little history. Like I said, me, I'm fairly new to the UCF, program. I was looking on there. I mean, so I went and looked into, stuff, and it just, I mean, you started off pretty good at Notre Dame. I mean, you had, after, 2015, you had that 2016 red shirt, but then 2017, you had a killer year at Notre Dame.
Hey, Brandon, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. Can you hear me? Okay.
No, I don't think he can hear you.
All right. How about now?
Can you
guys hear me now?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Okay. Let's start again. Yeah, no, it's like I said, we got something going on here, but
you can hear me fine, right?
So what I was saying is, like, you had the 2015, you went to Notre Dame. 2016, you redshirted, and then 2017, you had a really killer year at Notre Dame. So then, what happened on that next season? I mean, what was there a fallout?
I can hear
you. Yeah, I know. Are we having issues with sound here?
Can you hear him, Craig, or Brandon?
No, I can't hear anybody else.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
yeah, he can't hear you.
All right, let's see.
I'll start with the questions. How you doing, man? First of all, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
Good. One of the main questions that I really wanted to ask you the whole time is
it takes usually about
Notre Dame
before you really start
such a big school. Yeah. And then coming back into, that has 100 years of tradition, et cetera. And then coming into a school like UCF, who, has only been playing football for like 40 years or so. How was the experience different?
There's a little outside noise.
I'll take it. Is it done?
Yes.
You guys
I apologize for that. I hear it. I don't know where it's coming from.
No worries.
Sorry.
No, you're all good. I just wanted to make sure you guys were good on your part.
Yeah.
But no, it was different, man. Like you said, there's when you come from a school that has 100 years of tradition and history backing it, it's a school that's reached crazy heights of prominence. And then UCF is on the rise. And I was just talking to the athletic director, or the assistant athletic director, Dr. Eric Wood, and I was telling him that you guys have something special that's growing and brewing down there at UCF. And I was telling them with their leadership, and then, the way they're leading that program, not just football, but every other athletic team, I think it's going to be a special program. And it already is. It's the youngest. I don't even remember the stat, but it's one of the youngest to reach a prominent bowl game, I think, was the Derek stat or whatnot. So I was happy to be a part of it. Happy to be a part of the history. So it's awesome.
That's good.
Cool.
Yeah, I was glad to bring you on. When we first started our podcast back in August, we did a rundown of the season. Who's going to start? DG, you, and I'm like, I like Wimbush. He's got experience. He's going to look great. You did start. And I don't know what happened internally, but, I mean, you did great until Gabriel took over. I'm glad. And like I told you on Instagram, I hope you heard the fans every time you came on the field, man. We still loved you.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't play as much, we loved seeing you on the field. It was awesome, no matter what position you're playing.
That's a great feeling for any collegiate athlete, man, to have the fans.
We heard Dylan started it, and then we're like, well, what about Wimbush? We want him to do something. And we heard you're playing wide receiver a little bit. We're like, perfect. Let's do it.
Let's get him on the field, right? He's a baller.
I think every single week, the question was, when we were going to see you again. And we got to see you a few times and whatnot. Not enough. I really wish I would have been able to see you on the field more, et cetera. I mean, from not knowing anything about the situation, I think you've handled this amazingly. Like kudos to you, man, because I can't imagine that it's got to be an easy situation. Just how it all transpired, but you certainly handle it well. Real quick, shifting away from sports real quick. You in academics, what's your major? Are you going into post grad, or are you gonna try to go into an NFL camp or something?
So I finished up my degree in accounting over at Notre Dame. So I did that. I finished that in 3.5 years, which was a blessing. And then I was able to then implement me into an interdisciplinary studies master's program here when I got down.
Okay.
So I did get down here a little bit late, like a couple weeks late into the semester, because UCF starts a little early in January. So after I made my decision, I got down here a couple weeks left. So this was the only program that they had space available for grad
Okay.
students. So I was fortunate enough to be able to enroll and still get the ball rolling on that end academically. Wasn't too much rigor academically for me, but here I'm not finishing out my master's program because it would take me another half a semester, and I do want to pursue football, NFL. So I'll be going
That's
into
awesome.
I'll be go training, and then hopefully, like you said, get into a camp and see where things play out from there.
It's
Hey, you're
awesome,
close
man.
enough. You said you're in West Palm right now. Just go to Tampa, man. We need a quarterback. We need somebody. You heard us talk.
Tampa needs everything. You can
Right.
go
We'll start
into
with Bush,
any
man.
position. You can be the coach. You can be the quarterback. You can be anything in Tampa.
They need something. They
Dude, I
might
know.
tank. They might tank for DG. Who knows?
They
They'll
they
wait
they
for
hey,
DG to
you,
come out.
you never know. But they need a young priest and an old priest going back there and like blessing the whole place. It's smart.
Yeah, we
My
gotta
goodness.
restart. I know you messaged. You said you're not bowling. Why is that? Especially now that we're going playing in Tampa at the Gasparilla Bowl. Have they said, "Hey, you can come," or what was the rules? Is that
No, it was all on. It was my personal decision. I
oh, okay?
sat down with Coach Levy and spoke with Coach Hype, and thought it was in my best interest um, to get ready to go start training. I just thought,
Makes
like you
sense.
guys said, I thought I could have been utilized a little bit more efficiently and help the team out. I think with my
Yeah.
attributes, I knew I had special attributes that could help a team out in any way, not even at the quarterback position. And I tried to do my best doing that, and I feel like I did while I was around the team for those, for the past 2.5 months. And like I said, I thought I had a good time period where it's 3 weeks before the bowl game, so I thought I could catch up on some training. Because there's going to be things that I'm going to need to work on that are not so natural for me.
Yeah.
For going into the pro day, combine, and whatnot. So I spoke with those guys, and we came to a mutual agreement, which was the most important thing.
Cool. So you're gonna try to go into the NFL as a quarterback?
As an athlete, so
Oh,
market
athlete.
myself
Okay.
as sort
Makes
of like a
sense.
Taysom Hill.
All right. Cool.
It's fun.
So,
Get anywhere.
fun, man. That'd be fun.
Cool. So going back, how would you describe, like, because like I said, it's got to be such a big shift from playing in the big house, and you got 100,000 people, and then coming into a more like connected environment where like
Yeah.
you got all these people waiting outside the locker room to see you and to say hi to you and everything, and they do it all the time. I maybe tooting my own horn, but I take pride in the fact that our fan base travels really well. Like,
Mm.
how would you describe like the interactions that you were able to have with the fan base at UCF?
I loved every one of them that I had. I mean, like you said, these people wait outside of the locker room after these long 4-hour games, and it just shows, the dedication and commitment that they have to supporting us every Saturday, every weekend. So, it's the least that we can do as players to show a little love after games and whatnot, and over Instagram and however way we can. I think it goes a long way, and it goes a long way to building a program, especially a young program, because you want to have those supporters and those fans around for the long haul. It's not just for this year. So, and it's awesome, man, because the program went from 12-0 the past 2 years to having a potentially 10-win season, and it's like we're looking at this as a down year, which is it
Yeah.
just
Which
proves
is crazy to me.
right. It's just like how far this program has
Yeah.
come in such a short time.
Yeah.
So
I know.
it's good to have those supporters and those fans every year.
Cool.
Now, Brandon, can you hear me right now?
Yeah, man.
No, I think so. Hey,
No, he
Craig,
can't hear you.
Yeah, if you guys could relay the question, I was going to say, what brought him to UCF?
Okay, Craig was asking, what brought you to UCF?
Just opportunity. Sorry, I can't hear you, man. I don't
Oh,
know if
that's
it's
fine.
my part.
It's okay, man. It's
Yeah. Just opportunity. I saw an opportunity. Mackenzie went down, and Coach Levy reached out, and I mean, they have DJ Mack. They didn't know what they were getting in Dylan Gabriel's yet, and they had Quadri Jones. So I guess they wanted another veteran guy to come into the locker room and be able to lead by example and push along the quarterback room. However it may have been. So, I wanted another opportunity to play on a high level, and I thought UCF offered that. So
Good.
it was awesome.
Cool.
I just want to give a shout out to Shelby because she's the reason I got a hold of you. She actually messaged you on Instagram, and I saw you responded. And I'm like, maybe I can get him on there. But I told her to come on live, but she just wanted to tell you she appreciates you for being so humble throughout the season, and she said your smile is very contagious. So
Absolutely, I always give them a smile.
it's awesome to have you on, man.
That is true. I got to say, like every time like they showed you on the sidelines or something, it's like you're always smiling. It's like, wow,
Yeah, be happy on the
it is
sideline.
contagious.
Yeah, let me turn this phone off, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, yeah, it's too bad you get it. He can't hear me. Like I said, I've been trying to, let you guys just talk. Yeah,
Turn
no.
one of them off. Not all of them.
That's okay.
There she is right there. Shelby's coming in right now. Say hey. So
Oh, is she? Awesome.
just gonna maybe scroll across the screen.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Craig can throw it over there.
Yep, I see it there.
That's what we were talking about, man. I know it's Notre Dame, but you come here and then we were undefeated. We lost LSU, unfortunately, but we had
I
we had
see Shelby's comment here.
we had a bad season with 3 losses. I'm like, guys, you gotta think about it. 3 or 4 years ago, we didn't win a game, and we lost 3 times. We lost 4 times in the past 2 years with under 14 points total.
Yeah, like a combined 14 points or something like that. It's just.
I understand. We're playing Marshall. It's not a good year for us, but don't put them out, man. We're gonna have
But the
a
thing
good game.
is this, and I look at when people say that, I was like, oh, we're playing Marshall and whatever. It's like one thing that I got to say about UCF, and like the whole time that I've been a fan, etc., is like I feel like we're so used to being the hunter that we don't appreciate being the hunted.
Yeah.
Like in this scenario right now, we are the hunted because we are the higher known, the better known team, the higher seed, et cetera, et cetera. And we have a program that's underneath us as far as ranking and whatnot. And they're going to come in and they're going to try to, kick us to the curb.
It's the same way when I was at Notre Dame. It's every game that you walk into, it's the other team's Super Bowl, essentially.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
They're looking to give their best every time they play a UCF now. Every time they play a Notre Dame, so it's the same concept.
I mean, the reaction of the fans in Pittsburgh when they beat us. I mean, you would have thought they won the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
And I just think, I mean, our fans are just not used to that. When we see stuff like that, and now like translating all of that to now with the result of who we're going to play in the bowl game, there's like, oh, but I wish we were a better opponent. It's like, guys, we are the better opponent to them.
Yeah.
like that's how it works. Sometimes you're the hunter, sometimes you're the hunted, and this time we are the hunted. We are the ones that have the target on our back, and they're the ones that have something to prove and are going to try to take it from us.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good circumstance to be in, because when you look back at 2016, the game against Arkansas State, you could argue that we were both on equal grounds. I mean, we had just come off a 0-12 season. We had nothing, but it's been a while since we've been in a bowl. I want to say the last time we were in a bowl like this, where we were the hunted, would have been 2012 against Bowling Green.
Mm-hmm.
That we were, and yes, it was St. Pete and whatnot, but we were the bigger team playing the hungry team that was trying to take it from us, and it was a great game. I mean, Blake Bortles had an insane game, and I always go back to that when he trucked the 2 linebackers to get into the end zone. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things that, like, so we didn't get the matchup that we wanted, but we got a good matchup. We are the good matchup.
Yeah.
So
Craig, you can't. You got it.
Yeah. Craig has a question here. He says, "What was your favorite game at Notre Dame?"
Oh yeah, I see that. How's it going, Craig? I think I enjoyed every game, man. I think there was something special and unique about running out of the tunnel. So it gave me a feeling of like this is going to be my favorite game to enjoy every weekend that I was able to play there. But I mean, statistically and and late night game. It had to have been either the Michigan game where we opened up last year or USC 2017. I think
Yeah,
we routed
those games.
those teams, and obviously two big rivalries. So it was awesome. It was fun, great experience.
Yeah, USC, that's definitely always a big game for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And like in contrast, like out of all the environments that you were mixed in right now with UCF, like what would you say was your favorite game, or like at least your favorite memory of any of the games that you were in?
Down here at UCF,
Yeah.
I think even a couple weeks ago, the last game, and it was senior night. Um,
Yeah.
Going out with that one. Obviously, opener night against FAMU. My brother is a FAMU grad, so
Oh,
there's that
There
little
you go.
you
connection
could
there.
you could dig
Yeah,
into him a little bit.
but
Yeah,
that wasn't a game. UCF and FAMU, that was not even a
it
game.
wasn't
Come on
even a
now.
game, but it was awesome for me, man, to be under the lights and play in front of a new family and in front of in a new home. So
Cool.
it was cool.
Good. Trying to
Cool,
look
cool.
here.
Hey, you want to read him the next one? You
Oh
want
yeah, I can see it. Who has the
Oh,
better
okay.
mascot, the Irish or the Knights? So we just got an African American mascot, who's our who was our what do you call it? Um, Jeez.
Oh no, something else.
Like the guy dressed up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was his first year, and just the diversity and just having that guy, be our. Why am I forgetting the name of our mascot?
The
For
the
Nitro?
Knights, or is it?
So you're
No, the
referring to Nitro?
leprechaun. The
Oh, the
leprechaun.
Oh,
leprechaun.
okay.
Really?
Yeah. So we had an African American leprechaun for the first time ever. So it
That's cool.
kind of
What? Yeah.
shifted things in college football and was a big deal at the beginning of the year. So that was awesome to have and awesome to see. Just how
That
far the school has
is
come.
pretty
Really.
cool.
So that was awesome.
Oh,
But then Nitro
that's all right.
followed me on Instagram, so I showed him I had to show him some love.
Nitro follows a lot of people on Instagram.
I had to show him some
He's
love.
very active on social media for a mascot.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt, man.
So when you didn't lose, you lost the starting job to DG. Were you upset, or you're like, hey, it happened, and you looked on to another position? How'd that feel to lose?
I spoke to DG and Quad and DJ before the season and told them I would be there as much as they would be there for when I got named the starter week 1. So I told them if anything happened during the season, which is likely, right? Because it's college football and it's a business, and things happen, injuries happen, bad play happens, whatever it may be. But I let them know that I'd be there for them along the way throughout the year. So I was disappointed. Any competitors gonna be disappointed in themselves because you compete and you put in all that time and effort and dedicate so much of your life, to this game. So you want the best out of it. But I was there, right, with DG along the way. I knew he was a freshman. I knew he had a long way to come, a long way to learn, a lot to learn. So you just move on and you find new opportunities and you understand that there's a bigger plan to what's happening today in your life.
Good. It sounds like you guys were a really tight unit, like the quarterbacks
like
unit.
it.
How would you describe I mean, if you can, how would you describe the locker room?
Yeah.
Does it feel like a really tight unit too?
Yeah, one cohesive unit. I guess you can say that, and I think where you saw it kind of diverge and that not be the case was after we lost and after we had our second and third loss. These guys are not accustomed to losing. These are guys that are playing and starting right now. Some of the starters that were freshmen or whatever when they went 12-0, and these guys they didn't know how to lose, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird
Yeah.
to them. It was weird to everybody.
Some of our fans didn't know how either, so it's
Some
fine.
of the fans are new, right? You got some of the fans after you went 12-0 for the first 2 years, so they don't understand what it means to lose. So there was that fraction, I guess, in the locker room after the first couple of losses. But it was like, how do you rebuild? How do you find that cohesiveness again and work through these things? But the quarterback room, I thought, was all in all, I thought we were pretty tight, and KZ being in there all year made things even that much more tight.
Cool. How is he as a coach? Like, because he was a quasi coach when you think about it.
Right.
Like, is he very hands on, or was he letting you guys just do your thing and just coming
KC.
by and just, yeah, KC, and was he just like casually coming by and saying things, or was he in
Yeah, it
there
was
with
more
you
casual.
guys?
It was more casual. How to have the basics, building the basics and the fundamentals of coaching for him because he was new to it. So he's just trying to learn, still trying to learn the game because no one knows it, through and through
Yeah.
yet. So he was a big help to the progression of DG and I.
It's cool. Well, Chris, you got a question? I'll let you go and then I'll ask mine.
So, how was the transition from high school ball to college ball? What was your biggest fear when you finally transitioned? Because I mean, you were named a Gator Star of the Gator Bowl or whatever. So, how was your transition? How did you feel when your first game of college? Like, here, I'm here. What's going on?
Yeah, no, it was a big change, man. Big shift. Big shift in speed and big shift in demand on the quarterback. So there's a lot that was required and like I said, demanded from the quarterback position. So it was how to be how to come further along in a shorter period of time because you want to be propelled into that position of starter. So I had to figure out how to do that, how to maintain, how to live the life of a quarterback at the University of Notre Dame, and it wasn't easy, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
You seem like a very good leader. How hard is it to tell your team that we got this when we're down? Just, hey, I just need you to run that route and catch this ball. I'm gonna put it there where you need it to go. But hey, how hard is it? You seem like you're a very good leader. Do you get frustrated when you talk to the team, or you sound like you have it all around? Like, I'm a good leader. I'm here.
I appreciate that, bro. But no, it's definitely something that I had to continue to work on. It's sometimes it's natural in people, and sometimes you have to build on your past experiences. And I think I was able to do that. I think I was able my first 2 years at Notre Dame to sit down and see a 4-8 season, to see a 10-3 season, and to be able to use those experiences. And then when I had my time to lead a program, to lead a team, I thought I was able to extract from those, like I said, past experiences, and then use them to benefit the team and move us forward. When we when you like you said when we were in those tough positions, in tough game times.
Okay.
So we have a few guys from that actually transferred from Notre Dame with Parker Boudreaux
Yeah,
and McAllister. Did you know them prior to like were you able to interact with them while they were at Notre Dame?
yeah, I was. Parker was actually roommates with Ian Book, who's the quarterback now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Early on, and then McAllister a little bit less because he was a little more quiet on the quiet side of things and kind of kept to himself. But I knew they were both good dudes, great guys, and helped me come down and make the decision to come down here to UCF.
Yeah. Parker seems like a fun guy.
Fun guy to hang out with.
Very intense.
Yeah, yeah, very intense. Loose when he's off the football field, so he's cool.
Very very awesome.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
what Craig beat me, man. My two questions were who would you like better as a coach, and what better offense did you like to play under Heupel or under Kelly? Which one did you like better?
I don't think it's who I like better as a coach. I think it was who. Um, I don't know. It's a tough question, man, and
Yeah.
I don't want to not say
You're
anything
fine.
wrong because I really don't care about saying anything wrong.
Yeah,
But it's just
yeah.
two different coaching styles.
it's completely different when you look at it. But would you have more fun playing under Kelly's or under like the fast paced UCF?
You have more fun playing with. It's not. It's you have more fun playing with Jeff Levy's offense. Um, it's just more free flowing and like you said, fast tempo and giddy up, and guys making plays and who's better one-on-one matchups. That's really what this offense is predicated on. So it was fun to be able to get into something like that and kind of just be, like I said, free flowing and out there playing ball again.
Yeah.
So Craig is asking, like, is Kelly an intense type of guy, also off the field, like he is on the
Oh,
field, or is he cool?
no, he's cool, man. He's lightened up. He used to be that way, but he kind of took a different approach to his coaching, and it affected how he was off the field, which has been huge for the team because like you guys see it. A lot of the coaches that are winning today are more personable and more players coaches. So he wanted to take that approach,
Yeah.
and I think it paid big dividends for Notre Dame's team.
when you make an attempt to go to the league, who would you love to play for? Who would you absolutely love to play for? Who would you
I get
love
this
to say,
question a
hey?
lot, man, and I always say whoever's paying the dollars, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, that's
Whoever's
true.
got the
But I
paycheck.
mean, did you have a favorite team growing up, or?
Never had a favorite team. I was like, I'm from New Jersey, North Jersey, so right close to the city. So the Giants and Eli, when they were winning, that was kind of the team to latch onto. And then I grew fond of Aaron Rodgers, just the way he played the position at
He's
such a high
amazing.
level.
Yeah,
Um, so even if I were to play receiver, I'd want to go to a team with one of those guys that are at the helm, one of those young
Okay,
studded
stud receivers.
quarterbacks.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, we'll
So
take
we
your
have
turn.
Katie Beth Young asking what's up next for you. I think we kind of discussed that, but go ahead if you can just give us a quick just a quick couple points of what you're doing next. Right now the season's over. What's the very next thing you're going to be doing?
I'm down here spending time with my grandma right now for a couple weeks, and then I'm training. I'm getting right into training within the next week or so. So, looking for a destination there, and then confirming an agency, and that whole process starts up for me, as well as starting up for every other guy who's looking to go to the NFL. And then that's for the next couple 3 months, probably three or so months, and then the draft comes up and the pro day, and I wasn't invited to the combine, so I'll do both pro days hopefully at UCF and Notre Dame, and then hopefully end up in a camp, and then go from there. And I have a couple corporate offers, so if all fails, um, I'll be taken care of.
That's
Cool.
good, man. That's very, very good to hear. Um, Going back to like your transition to high school to college, like how's the recruiting experience? Like when you're a recruit and you're getting flown to all these colleges to see all these games and talk to all these coaches and everything. Like what is it in your opinion? What was it that stood out that ended with you choosing Notre Dame over the other schools that you were being recruited by?
I think just honestly, man, I think the people I came across when I was at Notre Dame, and then even when I left, some of the people that were hitting me up, talking to me about Notre Dame and the opportunities that would come. So I think everything that was offered within the environments of Notre Dame and the affiliates, I thought were spectacular and were going to put me in a position in my future to be as successful as I wanted and needed to be.
Good,
Cool.
good.
So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
man.
Crispy asked a question about any position. We talked about it before. You're good with everything. Even with ECF, you wanted to play wide receiver, so he's going to go to pro day and hopefully just he's. We asked him, will you do a pro day? He said he's going to be an athlete, so he's going to do
Marking
everything.
myself as an athlete. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'd be
And that's
nice to
good to
be a
do.
utility guy. I think
Have
teams
you always played
should look
offense?
for that. Yeah, always offense. I can't.
Okay.
I don't think I'd be good on the defensive side.
That's awesome,
So
man. All right. Well, it's just playful fun. Who is your favorite person to throw to? Probably going to be Gabe Davis, but
this year, Gabe, and man, those backs are so versatile. So all those
yeah,
backs were fun to get the ball down to, check down to, and have them go pick up some yards for you.
yeah.
Cool, cool. Um, let's go back. You played how many games at Notre Dame? You started how many games at Notre Dame? Like 14,
16, yeah, maybe. Yeah, 14, 15, I think.
14 or 15. Um, it's it's really cool. Like I usually think that recruits have like the dream school that they want to go to or something like that. But when I talk to you, it almost sounds like you were just looking for a good situation to be in. So also growing up, you really didn't have a favorite college that you thought you were going to go play at. It's not like Notre Dame was your number one school. It's just the one that ended up like being the one.
Yeah.
Um, and going back to traditions and longevity and everything, Notre Dame has existed for over 100 years. you see the approach that UCF is taking on and off the field with the recruits and the players and everything, and all the fan experience that they're trying to give us. Like, how do you see, like, where do you see UCF in the next 10 years?
It's a great question. I think they're on the track. They're on the right track of becoming one of those prominent programs. And I was thinking about it as I was leaving, how fun it would be to play, and how fun it was for me to play at a school with 70,000 students, and how much that will attract students and athletes in the future. Just to be a part of something that's prospering and flourishing at such a large level and so quickly, being able to compete with some of the best programs in the country. So, but I think I think, like you said, the tradition and the history at Notre Dame for the past 100 years, and everything that they've accomplished was based on the initiatives that UCF is trying to take here in the early phases of their growth and development. So, like I said, I think they're on the right path to reaching that prestigious level.
I hope so.
With you, I got a question. With you actually playing for UCF, do you think they'll actually get the games that they ever want to get, like Florida State, Alabama? Do you think they'll ever get them games in a conference without going to a national championship? Do you think y'all ever go to a national championship in the conference that you are in?
UCF,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be tough. I think you'd have to do something extraordinary in winning 36 games in a row. I think if we did it this year, I think that would boost our our bid to the college football playoffs. I think that's something that no one could take away from us if we were to go 12-0 3 years in a row.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was a little upset that they had to deem y'all national champions instead of letting you all actually go play. I think you could have actually competed. I give Austin crap all the time. I'm a Florida State fan, but I'm born and raised
Yeah.
in Orlando. So
Okay.
UCF never been prominent for me
Right.
to look at, but now I'm
Right.
starting to, okay, UCF's cool, blah,
Respect.
blah,
Yeah.
blah.
You get that
But,
knock.
it's like, hey, they want this so bad. They're undefeated. Why not give them that chance? And either it's going to be a blowout or it's going to be something the crowd wants to see. And I
Yeah.
was kind of like, they should have just gave it to them.
Yeah. I mean, if we keep doing the 10-win seasons, then I think there's a legitimate argument as to put UCF in a playoff within the next couple of years, right? If we go undefeated again, and like I said, we continue to have 10-win seasons. I think that's hard in any program or any conference that you're in. I think it's something that is the highest standard. So, like I said, that if we continue on the path that we're on and continue doing the things that we're doing on and off the field, I think all will fall in place.
Yeah.
Good. We have a question here from Chris. Go ahead. Go ahead and read it.
Crispy said, "What would have been your second choice if UCF? You didn't want UCF, or else would you have gone instead of Notre Dame after leaving Notre Dame? Sorry."
So Ohio State was in touch with me before they knew what's his name was
Justin
going
Fields.
up there.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields was going there, and then UCLA was another option, and then Miami, Ohio were a couple of the options that I was deciding between before coming down here to UCF.
I'm glad you came. That's awesome.
Man. I'm glad I came down here. I was able to be a part of it.
I'm a little sad that you won't be at the bowl game, but I completely understand your reasons. Like you explained it, it's like, no, that is the right thing to do.
I spoke to the guys, asked them if if play time would be feasible, and I just didn't see, I didn't feel anything that would benefit me playing in the game.
Yeah. Are you thinking of at least attending the game?
I might. It's over in Tampa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the Gasparilla Bowl.
Yeah, I might. And then Notre Dame and Iowa State is down in Orlando, actually, too.
Yeah.
On the 28th.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually happy that we're playing in Tampa in the stadium that USF plays.
Yeah,
Like they're not playing in a bowl game, and we are
in their hometown.
Like, listen, man, you haven't been here a long time, but the rivalry is real.
It's
with
real,
USF.
man.
It is fair. I mean, you saw it on the field prior to the game and during the game. Like you saw that scuffle during the game. Like I'm still trying to understand how is it that the net result of somebody getting dragged down after the whistle and the other team clearing the bench is my team getting 15 yards. But
Yeah, I don't even remember. Wasn't it offset or no? Was it not
no,
offset?
no, we ended up with 15 because it's like they counted the face mask first and then everything else was offset. But they didn't take into consideration the fact that the face mask happened 5, 10 seconds after the whistle kept blowing,
Yeah.
and these two guys kept dragging AK to the ground. Like he's a short guy. It's like he's feisty. He's not gonna let that go.
You
Yeah, I'm not
you
sure,
may
man. But you, like you said, there's a lot of feistiness going on before the game, and it led into the game. So it was
you
evident
may
that the rivalry is clear.
Oh yeah, I love it, man. Yeah, Chris.
you may be able to answer this question. You may not be because I know it happens around college, pretty often now. Is it something that maybe your agents advise you, hey, you could play in this bowl game, you could get hurt for a personal choice? You said you're not playing it. I know a couple other players has opted out before to play in a bowl game, or does your season, the way the season went, does it have any effect on why you're not playing in a bowl game? Or maybe you said, okay, if it was a bigger bowl game, then I would play. Or, it's just like you just don't want to take the risk of maybe ending a career in a bowl game and maybe not going to the league or something of that effect. Or
Yeah, I think more so the latter. I think the fact that I went on the field as much as I wanted to be, even though things didn't go the way I wanted them to go at quarterback. Like I said, I thought I could have added and benefited the team at another position. So I thought that kind of led me to making my ultimate decision of not going to the bowl game, more so than an agent or me thinking I can get hurt, because I think I'm pretty um, I think I'm pretty durable, so I wasn't afraid of any injuries happening for the bowl.
thank you.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
have
here.
here Chris asking another question. Like, what did your teammates at Notre Dame said when you told them you were going to UCF? You were coming to UCF.
They supported me, man. I didn't do anything while I was there for them not to support me. And when they love you and when your teammates are there for the long haul, they just want to see you thrive and prosper and do everything that you've ever dreamed of doing. So, which was fulfilling my dream of playing college football, graduating, and going on to the next level. So, this offered me the best opportunity to do so, and they supported me through and through.
Yeah, I mean, so we tell our fans that like you guys have bad days, and you realize that you forget that. I say that y'all are kids. I'm only 24, so I'm right in the area with you guys. But it's like these kids they're going
Y'all
to
are
college.
kids. We're not
I
talking
know.
about my age. We all
Yeah.
are kids.
But
Yeah.
we get angry, and we have our fans that cuss at you guys. It's like, guys, realize they're kids. They're playing their hearts out for us, and it's like,
Yeah, I'm
just let them
44.
play, man. Get times,
Yeah.
And then
I-
it didn't come across. There it is, right there. Actually, he said, Katie wants to know what fight song do you like better, the Fighting Irish or Charge On Night UCF?
I will say we were more committed to singing the fight song at every single game at Notre Dame. So whether we lost or whether we won,
Yeah,
we'd sing it.
Cool.
Away
yeah,
game, home game.
yeah. I've seen a lot of schools that even on a loss they just go
Yeah.
back and do it. I
It's
have
cool,
a
man.
question that goes you're already done with college, but like there's the law that it's being put in place where it's allowing players to be able to be compensated for their likeness.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? What do you like? Not, how do you think that's going to affect college football?
I don't think it'll have a huge impact, but I think once the NCAA implements the structure, I think which is in 2021, I think things will start to play out a little bit more, and you'll see how the paradigm will shift within college athletics and people being fair. It's going to be this whole thing of whether or not it's a fair structure where people are getting compensated more. So, for example, Zion Williamson might get compensated more than someone like myself or someone who hadn't played. You know what I mean? So there'll be issues and whatnot with it, but I don't think. I just hope it doesn't become a professional kind of game.
Totally agree because I think they can stack teams that way. You know, I mean, if you're,
Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame
it's,
was going to be able to recruit more
Yeah.
than a
and if
UCF.
somebody's
It's
paying,
inevitable because of the more
I
money
mean,
they have.
so it's going to be college football is not going to be the same depending on how the NCAA regulates that because some of these poor kids, their parents can come to every game because hey, we're going to give you this money because we really want your kid to play. Boom, boom, boom. And
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a lot of different stacked teams as far as so. I don't think it's going to be the sure talent on you that's going to be able to branch out through the college. You know, so
It's true.
Right, but the way the law is written is basically that you're allowed to be compensated for your likeness. Uh, like going back to my college experience, I was not an athlete. I was actually a musician, and I 100% benefited from the fact that I was a musician in the music department at my university to get gigs. Like I
Yeah.
went in, and that was my calling card. I went into places to get gigs. It's like, oh, by the way, across the
yes,
street, that big university with the big, music department and everything,
yeah,
that's me. I'm in there, and it opened up some doors and it allowed me to be able to get some shows that I wasn't going to be able to go to get if I didn't have that. So
right.
so in that way, I see it that there's no reason why somebody like yourself or DG or anybody can just have a summer camp for quarterbacks for young quarterbacks and just be able to share your talent. You're sharing your talents with people. You're teaching somebody and just make some sort of profit from it. Like that. That's the way that the law is written.
Yeah,
Whether it's going to be followed that way or not,
who
oh,
knows?
we'll know. But you do bring up a excellent point where you're talking about the universities stacking teams. Um, would there would also be some smaller, like not smaller, but like no, there's some blue bloods that they have the money. There's some schools that are not blue bloods that are coming up with a lot of money. Like UCF is one of them. Memphis is another one. Memphis has a great backing from FedEx. It's like, can you also see how, like, do you think that the rule could also help some of the schools that are not blue bloods, that are not in the P5 conferences, to actually stack their own teams as well because of the access to the money that they really can't give you now?
Yeah, I think so. But I also think that when you think about those types of schools, they don't have the exposure that those big time schools have,
True.
which is another part of benefiting from your likeness and your image, right? 'Cause that's probably the biggest image part of it is being on TV, getting your name seen, getting your name heard, and whatnot. So when you're affiliated with those bigger schools, I think you're more likely um, to reach higher limits. But I think you do make a good point though that those teams will be able to promote another aspect that they may not have been able to promote when they're recruiting. Before this rule was implemented.
Makes sense. Yeah, I know Mark asked that in the comments earlier, and he asked, if you can't answer, it's not a problem, but who made the decision, let's just play wide receiver during the Houston game? And like he said, he was another fan that wishes he would have saw you more throughout the season. So,
Oh yeah. You said whose decision was it to let me
yeah,
play receiver?
what was a high pull
Like,
or the
like who made the swap from
Oh, I did.
quarterback to wide
I
receiver?
did. I did personally.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I wanted to. I thought it'd be a good way to get on the field. There's one quarterback and there's 4 or 5 receivers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
That was an interesting formation. That was, yeah, that was
yeah.
definitely
I
nice.
mean, yeah. No, that was an interesting formation, and no one knew it was coming.
Yeah.
It was right out of the huddle. So, I mean,
Mhm.
just generally though, right? There's only one guy that could play quarterback, and there's 4 guys that could play receiver at once. So, I thought
That's
it'd
what
be
we did, man.
of me to get on the field.
We
Does
wish
it?
because from the first game when you started to when DG started playing more, nobody knew who was playing. But we kind of wish that Hype will put you and Mac in more just to throw the other team off. They don't have film on you and Mac, so you throw them in there, they're like, what are we gonna do now?
Going on, right? Yep, yep. You could do some. You could do some things, man. You could
Yeah.
run some trick plays. You gotta be creative, though.
Yeah.
Gotta have a
Like,
creative mind.
speaking of the quarterback group, we just saw that Quadri got into the transfer portal.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, from what I've seen from him, the kid is excellent. What do you think are his prospects as
I
far as like
100%.
landing a starting job?
I 100% agree with you. I think I was one of them to tell Quad that he should go out and go search for an opportunity to go play because I think he could play at the
Yeah.
FBS level. So I think he'll go out, and if it's not at the FBS, then it'll be at the FCS, and I think he'll be able to secure a job, secure a starting position. So I'm excited for him. But like you said, man, you've seen him play, and he's a baller.
Hey,
Yeah.
this is more of a fun question. Who can throw the ball the farthest out of
I
all of
could.
you?
I could.
You did.
100%, man.
That's awesome.
100%.
Cool.
We're gonna try to wrap it up real quick. I ask everybody, especially when we had Javier the first time, who do you think's winning national championship this year?
LSU. I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone else. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
we
anyone
talked about it, man. LSU and Ohio State are
Yeah.
gonna make it, but I don't know who's gonna win it. I want LSU because we knocked the sense into Joe Burrow here, but
Yeah, you're welcome, LSU. We just we
No,
we got him fixed
They're on a
into
roll. They're
Yeah.
on a roll. They look unstoppable.
yeah, man. So, I don't have any more questions. Do you have any, Javier?
No, I think I'm good. It's just, it's been really really awesome to have you here, man. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Like I said, it's like once a night, always a night, man. To myself, to all UCF fans, you're always going to be a night, and I wish you all the success in the pros, and we're going to be rooting for you every single day, regardless.
That means a lot, guys. I appreciate you guys and your time.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Thank you for coming on, man.
All right, thank you for coming on, man.
See you. Have a good night.
All right.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, really nice kid, man.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, we can hear me. All right.
So,
Yeah, I couldn't hear him. Everyone can hear you, but I don't think for some reason he couldn't hear you.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And like I said, it was good. Especially like I said, with me not feeling all that well, I was just like I was able to sit back and just kind of relax. But no, that was a really good interview. I said that went really well. So it's thanks for everybody for taking up my slack. Javier,
yeah, no,
that's for me, man. Appreciate it.
That's fine. Once I saw once I noticed the audio difficulties, is okay. Let me do this real quick.
Yeah, so I'm like texted in between. It's like, here, ask that question. I'm like, you get that one. You get that one.
Yeah. We're going back and forth.
No, he was super honest, man.
Yeah,
he was really good. Like I appreciate that, and I mean 100% what I said. Is like I once a night, always a night. I don't care if these guys are here for one season or for a full 4-year scholarship term or whatever. It's like you played at UCF. Simple.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really because like I said, I wasn't able to get on there, but it's like for me, I really have liked the transfer portal. I'm like, coaches can leave and go whenever they want, wherever they want, and it's always been so. I mean,
it's like you're penalizing a player for following a coach.
Yeah, like
coach
you take somebody like Jalen Hurts. Years ago he would have had to have sat out a year.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been able to play. I go, why?
Yeah.
I go. I mean, the whole point of it is, I can understand. There should be something against like, okay, hey, we're getting ready to go into the championship thing. All right, hey, guess what? I'm transferring over to LSU.
Yeah.
No, that's going to be next year.
Yeah,
But it's like next year. I was like, yeah, it's like, why not go to where there's an opportunity?
Yeah, and like I said, it's like don't penalize the player, especially when the coaches leave. Like don't penalize the player because he followed a coach and he trusted a coach. Like now you're gonna see Memphis. Like there's freshmen that like the rookie of the year in the conference is from Memphis. The kid is amazing. He went in there because of the coach. Like kids these days, like you heard Brandon, they don't go after the school, they go after the best situation, and that has to be the coach. So with Norvell being gone, it's like some of these guys are going to want to go, some of them are going to want to follow him. To penalize them for it, it's like, well, penalize the coach.
Yeah,
you're not going to penalize the coach, then don't penalize the guys. I've
been happy with it. Like I said, it didn't really. We started talking a little bit, and the monetary thing too. And it's just like for me, my biggest fear about the compensation thing is you're going to have teams, Michigans, the Ohio States, the Alabamas, they've got the money. I know they're going to pirate everybody else.
Yeah.
Like UCF, I could go play at UCF, or I could go be the third string, and I'm going to make a lot more money at Alabama.
That is definitely like my biggest fear out of the whole thing, because like the way I see it, like I was saying, it's like some of the unknown schools, they do have some big donors and they can come up with some big money. I mean, like we don't have 70,000 grads, undergrads for no reason. We're a big school. We can come up with some money. But it's like he said, and he made an even better point than I did. It's like it's the exposure. It's the fact that you go play at UCF and that's fine. You make money out of your likeness, but how often is your likeness going to be there for everyone to notice? That's the big difference. That's something that I didn't even think about. That like he definitely brought a really good point.
Yeah, well, because that was because I thought about it. It's just because you could come up with a system where everything's like even across the board, but then you just have that thing. It's like, okay, so is a second string punter, as valuable as a starting quarterback? So then you have that thing where it's just like, well, obviously, Dylan Gabriel, he's a lot more of the face of UCF than the punter.
Yeah.
And so do you give each guy the same amount of money to pay him? And and that's where I said they've either got to come up with a system where it doesn't really reward you for being better, or we run the risk of, hey, come over here and play with us. We're going to give you,
or not just that, like kind of like a salary cap. It's like, yeah, you can go to Alabama and be the quarterback of Alabama, but you can only make this much.
yeah,
This is as much as you can make out of your likeness and everything. That would at least be able to put everybody else on the same page. A couple of years ago, when UCF finished the first season undefeated, I wrote an article for I think Blue Sports Media, something like that. It's like I did it with Kyle Nash, that he's my show, the student of the game. He helped me out along with Andrew, another one of my friends. And so I wrote an article in which, like, one of the main points that I hammered down on it is like the main difference that you have when you're looking at the coach for UCF or the coach for Hawaii or the coach for Boise State or whatever, is that they cannot go to a recruit's house and say, come play for me and you can compete for a national title. They can't. The coach for Vanderbilt can say that. The coach for Kansas can say that. The coach for Oregon State, they can definitely say that because they belong to a conference that is set up, it's part of the group that is set up that way. So they can do it. So if all things were unequal, we wouldn't even be having these conversations. Like the conversations would be more of a, it will be an actual playoff scenario. So my hope is that if you can't make things equal on the playing field, then make them equal off the playing field. Like give these kids the chances. Like, you're gonna make this much money regardless where you end up.
Yeah.
Because if it becomes well, you're gonna make more if you're in Alabama than if you go to Louisiana Tech, then we're all screwed at that point. I mean, good for them. Good for them. I'm never gonna mess with anybody's hustle and whatever money they can make for themselves and everything. But us, the fans,
and that's my biggest fear. It's like if we open up this, it's going to be a Pandora's box. That when it opens up, we're going to realize if we don't put some fail-safe in there, I mean, it's just going to be, all the smaller schools are going to suffer because all the top talent is, it's just like you said, it's, you're going to have, like Brandon, when he's coming out of high school, he's going to be looking at, I could go to UCF or I could go to a major market like Notre Dame. I'm going to be on TV playing USC, playing Stanford. I'm going to be on TV all the time, which translates to and that's what I said. And I think it will hurt schools like Florida State. It'll hurt schools like that because they don't have the television.
Not Florida State, because we just paid Taggart $18 million
No, but
cash. So,
Florida State doesn't have a TV contract with NBC.
but my thing is, there's only so many of them top positions that's available. You can't have 20 quarterbacks wanting to go to Notre Dame, and
True.
so there's only so it'll affect it a little bit, but the elite will still get the elite will get their spots, and then everybody else is gonna have to go to a smaller schools or other schools to try to get their money.
But the
So I
problem is
mean,
when you have all 5-star recruits going to the
no,
8
No, but
schools,
I
that
mean,
you're going to be
there's
screwed.
there's a reason why there's 134 FBS schools right now, and but in the next decade, then that number is going to get bigger.
but
We keep increasing, population, and like there's too many players for the schools that are available right now. Yes, we're at the point that like every school ends up with a 4 or 5 star athlete like by default because they got nowhere else to go. Yeah, you can go to Alabama and you can be the fifth 5 star quarterback,
fifth, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, and
and
then you're never gonna play.
you're not going to go to Bama as a fifth 5 star recruit because you want to play. So if there's 5 star 5 star recruits, you're not going to never play. So you might as well go somewhere else and take a little bit less money or whatever the likeness contract is going to
Yeah,
be and play and get starting playing. So I mean it'll affect it a little bit, but the elite of the elite is going to get the most money and they're going to go to the
yeah.
schools that's going to pay them the most. So I mean I don't think it's going to be that bad, but
If
I
you're
didn't
good,
think
you're good. You're good at Ohio State, or you're good at Charlotte, or you're good wherever you're going. If you're a good athlete, you're a good athlete. Like that I agree with that. Like those guys they're always going to end up somewhere, and it's to me like when you think about it, if you have like a big 5 star athlete right out of high school going to a smaller school on purpose because he knows he's going to get the time and the exposure and everything, it's kind of like a notoriety thing. It's like, oh yeah, wow, we got this guy, Mister Football, like from last year. He's going to be our defensive end or something like that on
Yeah.
a smaller school, like like a Southern Miss or something like that, like friggin' Tulsa, 2,000 undergrads.
Yeah.
But they get somebody like that, all of a sudden, it changes the program.
I just thought into it a little bit more, Javier, as we were thinking of talking about it. I mean, I was kind of abruptly mad about the situation that people were going to start getting paid more money, but after looking into it, evaluating a little bit more, and hearing it from Winbush saying, "Hey, look, I don't think it'll affect it that much," then I actually put more thought in it. Like, hey, 4 or 5 star recruits is not going to go to one team.
No,
Yeah, they might have the top wide receivers, but there's talent. There's every day there's the talent is getting better and better. The competition is getting better and better. So I mean, I think that everybody's just gonna get a well around the board, get some money, and make it happy.
and when you're an athlete, I mean, you get out what you put in. Like you look at Gabriel Davis's high school picture, like when he was being recruited. Somebody posted it the other day. Is like right now he looks like he ate Gabriel Davis. Like the muscle, like you can see like how much bigger he got, and when you compare the guy that came into the school to the guy that's leaving now 4 years later, it's like yeah, he turned himself into what I believe with a good combine, a first round draft pick. Like
Yeah.
they don't make 6'3" wide receivers that run that fast all the
Mm-mm.
time. Those come out once every couple of years in the draft, and it's like we're looking like but they call me crazy. We're looking Calvin Johnson like type. Not saying he's going to be Calvin Johnson, but the potential is there. As far as size and athleticism, it's like so you're looking at a guy like that. It, and he came from UCF. And it's just because admitted by him and everybody else, it's like how he would stay after practice and catch an extra 100 balls and all that. Is that you take out what you put in,
Yeah.
and I really don't know that the money thing will change that. Uh, it's like I said, it's like it's got to be fair. And one of the things that is not fair is the fact that every single person that has a number 10 jersey from UCF right now Kenzie Milton didn't make a penny out of that.
No.
That's not fair,
Exactly.
I mean, I totally agree. I totally agree with you now. After looking outside the box, as far as hey, they're just gonna be paying these players and da da da. I mean, but the NCAA just got to come out with a foolproof plan. Nothing's gonna be foolproof in the first couple of years,
Yeah.
but as they see mistakes, they weed it out. As they see all the talent trying to hop to one school, then fans are upset, and then booster clubs will start, I guess, putting in more money to
Yeah.
make it. Well, look, we're slacking on our money here, so we need to put in more money, or we need to do this in order to be able to get more of these top players, or do this, because everybody's flocking to one school. So I think it'll work itself out.
They need to be the NCAA needs to be proactive, not reactive. And that's been their problem forever. They are a reactive entity that waits until poop hits the fan to be able to do something about it. It's like no, you got to see the problem coming. You are making millions of dollars out of these people. It's like you should have seen this coming forever. Like this is not something that you had to wait until public office got involved and decided, at the state level to do something about it. You could have done something about this a long time ago. So they are a reactionary institution. They need to get better at being a proactive institution that puts in some rules as to who's making what, how much, how is it being distributed, etc. It's going to change the game. Yeah, it's going to do it.
But I
I
think,
just don't think it's going to be for the worse. It's going to be for the better,
but another thing that
or
I
at
was
least I
just
hope.
saying. Another thing I was just sitting here thinking about how if they do that, they may cut back on the scholarships. Hey, you can get paid now, so we're not going to give you a full ride. We're going to give you a partial, and that may hurt some people who really need that full ride to go to college. They may have to sit down with a plan and say, hey, look, either you
Yeah,
take a full ride or you be able to use your name, likeness, and image to make extra money. So
yeah,
what do you choose, the full ride or whatever? So I think that'll hurt some people, but just got like I said, like we're saying, they're going to have to come out with a plan in order to make it not foolproof, but make it where it seems logical.
yeah.
Now I was going to ask you, or just thought about it now. I watched the Hawaii Boise State game. I watched a couple. I saw some of the screens from the FAU.
Could have done it.
What is going on? There's nobody in the stands.
How real quick, they did the preview of the Liberty Bowl against Memphis. There was nobody there. Did they come in after
No,
the game?
no. Liberty Bowl got pretty full. It didn't sell out, but it got
I'm like,
pretty full.
dude.
I want to say it was more than the Liberty Bowl is huge, dude, and the
okay.
way it's laid out, it's if it's not full,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was
the
empty,
way
but
it's
maybe
laid out, it's one of those that if it's not, it's the old sombrero from the Bucks in Tampa.
Yeah.
It's the same layout. So I mean, Danny White does such a good job at getting the school, the students, the alumni involved, et cetera, et cetera. It's like some of these schools they don't have Danny White, so you have somebody that's not selling the game, not sell tickets, sell the game, sell your fan base into coming to these games. Like give them a reason to come, especially on a conference championship. Like every single ticket, people should be there.
Like $85 tickets to go to South Florida and watch the.
But by the way,
ball.
I don't have a problem with the bowl game, man.
I saw
I'm so
that.
happy we are.
I go
But
$85.
yeah,
not that bad though, because I've already priced. Trying to go there next year.
especially when you go to StubHub.
Yeah. Oh my god.
35. Not 75, not 65, 35.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I get it. It's a business, but
I'm just like you said, man. I'm happy to be in a bowl. We had 3 losses, and we're playing in Tampa.
Yeah, we're playing in Cal territory, man.
In Cal territory.
Exactly. What are they doing? They're fishing. We're playing. They're fishing.
They might
They're
come and wreck.
gonna attend the game wearing green as for the herd. You
Yeah,
know?
hey,
They
can
might
to
come
the
and
game.
wreck your sideline.
Yeah, they can come to the game and watch.
You do what they want.
What they could have did. What they could have did.
Yeah.
Exactly. They'll probably have more fans show up to our game rather than their own home games. Just do that.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Like,
Oh, well,
regardless of the majority of the perception of how people feel about this bowl game, we're gonna pack that place.
Yeah, it's kind of a Monday, but I'm just happy to be there, man. Yeah, we had 2 New York 6 bowls in a row, but we're bowling. That's all that matters. You could say we keep our bowling in order.
4 years in a row.
Yeah, at least we didn't mess up and ruin our 50-year tradition like some other team in that bottom right corner over there. After
4
50
years in a row, which would mean 3 years. When we win, it's going to be 3 years in a row, winning 10 games or more.
You can only say 3 years of bowl. I mean, hey, I remember when they were giving out free beer until y'all won a game. So hey,
yeah, no, I agree, man. Like we've had the last 5 years have been crazy.
It's been fun. It really is.
Oh, this sucks. Oh, this is fantastic. Where is he going? Why is he leaving us? Oh, this guy is good. Oh, we're good again. No, we suck because we lost 3 games. That's our fan base in a nutshell.
Anybody can be. I'm a Bama fan. Even if when they lost, you're winning. It's more fun to be up and down, man. You have the best enjoyment when your season's up and down.
I don't believe in that bandwagon stuff. You should not even say you're a team. You should not even like a team, because I'm starting to see Florida State flags. Then we lose, they take them all down. Like if UCF lose every game next year, why take the flags down? You're a UCF fan. You're a Knight. Don't wait till they start winning. I know people hate to lose, but you're a UCF fan. I've been a Florida State fan all year. But I'm still a Florida State fan. My Reef was on my front door. So
like, especially in college, like because it's different at the pros, but in college, majority of the fan bases, you went to that school, you gave money to
alumni,
that school, in exchange for a degree. So why are you not going to care? Yeah. Regardless of what happens, why are you not going to care all of a sudden? No, so no, it's different. It's different with the Jets. I can always turn the TV off when they're sucking and not give them my money until they get rid of the coach that they got instead of getting Mike McCarthy. But that's a different conversation. But you know what I'm saying. Like it's definitely different. Like the bandwagonism, if that's even a word, it shouldn't really exist in college sports.
No, you just made a word, Javier. We like that though. Bandwagoner, whatever. You don't even fly your UCF flag this year, or you don't even fly your college team flag.
That's dumb.
I've been a fan since '82, so I'm not a bandwagon at all.
Of Hawaii or Seahawks?
Seahawks and Hawaii a long time, since 2005. So like I said, I'm not a bandwagon at all. I mean, it's just I've been there in the up and down time. So like I said, I don't talk a lot of trash because my team's been just as bad as anybody else's and stuff. I mean, we're just the
Hey man, you've seen your team win a Super Bowl, okay? I haven't. I've seen my team lose 4 conference championships in my lifetime. Like that's my legacy right now when it comes to the Jets. I've seen them lose big games 4 times.
It's fun. I like always watching the draft for the whole thing. All right, Jet fans, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. By the way, I don't like that they moved the draft to like different places. Like I thought I was gonna. I don't like it. It should be in New York.
Yeah. It should just be like one
for
location.
Selfish reasons.
Yeah. All right, we wrap it up.
Craig, you're dying over there.
Yeah.
But
you need to take some NyQuil or something.
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to see him actually because Kelly from Broad Spirit Care was just in DeLand at the Indy Farmers Market. So he'll be back next week down to Winter Garden Farmers Market. But like I was telling Javier,
I'm trying to be like you guys.
I told Javier we're gonna send him a care package, man. We love having him on. But when I told him he had sense, he's like, "You guys have sense, dude? Go to his website. There was sense I didn't know he had." I'm like, "Hey, man, you're our sponsor. Give me some. Let me know about these new scents, man." A ton. And I just started using the Beard Balm. I love it. My beer's never been better. It's honestly amazing. So I
Cool.
always
I gotta get something for the dryness, like right underneath here. Like it's
The
especially
oil.
now that it's cold outside. I mean, where you guys are at, I don't know like the temperature, but here is 30 degrees. It sucks.
Yeah. It was just cold. Now it's went out to 80 degrees tomorrow, so it's not fun. But we're gonna definitely send you a care package with Broad Spirit Care, and always broadspiritcare.com, Instagram. If you put 3 Beards, one word, right? Correct. 3 Beards podcast.
Yeah.
It's 20% off. So
It's,
obviously,
it's I'm going to put it up on the screen right now, but it's 3 Beards.
yeah, he is great, man. It's all natural in the winter garden. We went to his house to talk to him, get some more stuff, and we love it. I'm so glad we found him. But also Nanny Cakes too. I just saw her this weekend, today actually. So she's busy nonstop. Next time I'm going to see her is Christmas because she has cakes up and down. So
Nice.
always check her out too. Nanny Cakes, Nancy Burke on Facebook, Instagram, Nancy B. Burke. And then her phone number is 407-923-2898. She'll always find a way to stick you in there. She's actually making a wedding cake for our cousin in January. And also, if you tell her you heard her name from 3 Beards, 15% off. So always mention 3 Beards. Let her know that she heard it. So
Awesome.
Javier, thank you again for coming on, man.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
I'm so glad to bring you in. When Wimbush, the funny thing was, I messaged Mackenzie. Obviously, it can get hard to get a hold of him. I messaged Nate Evans. But when I saw Shelby, when she messaged and he messaged back, I was like, maybe it's time. And that's those guys. I was on the phone with them. We have like weekly conference calls. And I was like, call me now. He's like, what's going on, man? I'm like, Wimbush responded and he wants to talk. I was so excited to hear
awesome,
it.
Man. He's an awesome kid, man. I wish him the best. He was super
once
good.
I found out, I was like, guys, we have to bring Javier somehow. He has to come in and talk. We got to get it.
Yeah.
So
that's thanks again, man, for coming on. It's, like I said, it was cool that got that chance, especially with him coming on. That was
that was awesome.
I'm gonna bring some more. I'm gonna hope it's a trickle effect. So,
well, gentlemen, I am gonna go crash.
All right, my man. Take it easy, okay?
Yeah, you guys take care. Like I said, we will talk to you later. Zooming.
All right.
Always. Let's go
Go
bowling.
Knights.
Charge on.